Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at GrowFolds, and we will be going to several places to go plant shopping. We'll be going to a big box store, grocery stores, just to check out what plants they have out in North Dallas, Texas. This one is off of Custer Road in McKinney, North McKinney, the Home Depot right off of Custer Road. So we will see what kind of plants they have. I've been at this location several times, but we will see if they have any updates or any restocks of plants. So as you can see, it's always nice to go shopping at night because there's really nobody shopping. I went to this location right at about 8:30 last night, so we'll see what they have. So obviously they still have all of the Nature's Way ceramic planters, and this one right here, this is an Epipremnum aureum neon plus ZZ plant. This one is for $49.96. These are they're ready to go series. So I do like this just because both of these plants can tolerate lower light conditions. The neon pothos looks fabulous. And then we're gonna look at these Nature's Way ceramic planters. And then also, I've been looking at this one right here. This is an Epipremnum aureum Marble Queen pothos. This one is for $14.98 by Vigoro. Love the variegation of this Marble Queen pothos. Pothos are very easy to grow plants. They can tolerate lower light conditions. And this one right here is a Pilea peperomoides, or Chinese money plant. This one right over here is a Calathea mosaica. This one is actually, I'm not 100% sure what the price is for this ceramic planter, so we're gonna find out. And this one is for $19.98 in a ceramic planter by Nature's Way. Not a really big fan of the Calathea mosaica. I feel like there's other Calatheas that have better interest in the foliage. And we are looking at some more lower light tolerant plants like the Dracaena Lemon Surprise, the Dracaena Lemon Surprise. And we have some more Sansevieria right over here. These are a very nice size Sansevieria, and these are all for $24.98. Not a bad price, but we're gonna pan over here and take a look at this. But I did want to thank all of the viewers that tuned into my live premieres. It is amazing to see so many people participating in the chats, and I will continue to have these longer videos. This one is awesome. First time I've ever seen this. This is a Calathea Mark C fishbone. Look at how beautiful the foliage is on this Calathea. If I was not on a no buy plant, I would totally pick this up today, immediately now. But unfortunately, I'm going to have some restraint and not purchase this plant. But look at how beautiful this plant is. I did want to feature this because for a large Calathea, this is only for $29.96 by Nature's Way. Not all Home Depots carry these large specimens. This one specifically always carries large Calathea. Like here's another one, the Calathea lancifolia. So the lancifolia or rattlesnake Calathea has been available for quite some time, but I did want to put these down. Look at how beautiful this is. Like if you wanted some instant gratification as far as Calathea are concerned, you definitely need to go to the McKinney, Texas Home Depot off of Custer Road, the North McKinney one, not the one further down south. I've been to that one as well, but look at how beautiful the Calathea is right here. So for my Dallas Fort Worth people watching, you might want to check this out. And then for everybody else, let's just admire how beautiful these Calathea are. I featured this Calathea orbifolia a while back, but I wanted to show you this. Look at how beautiful and large the leaves are. Look at this. Would this not look perfect in somebody's collection for Calathea? Do I need all three of them? I did buy the Calathea makoyana a little while back. It's still actually in my garage under a grow light. I'm surprised that it's still doing well. I need to repot it just because I'm not really a fan of the Nature's Way planters. I am actually going to repot them in this really large threshold planter that I was going to buy at Target. But these are still beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And look at that, there is a Calathea makoyana right over there. I just can't reach it because there's a ladder. But look at this Calathea orbifolia. Look at all of that. They just look like works of art, guys. Like, what do you guys think, plant foldies? Would you get these Calatheas? Look at this Calathea lancifolia. I just love that there is a Calathea jungle happening at 8:30 at night in McKinney, Texas Home Depot. Like, that is insane. Absolutely love it. Look at how beautiful all three of these are for $29.96. Not a bad price at all. Let me know what you guys think. And this is when you can say that a big box store does come through and have very cost-effective prices. Sometimes plant nurseries like Callaway's have really good prices, but for that size of a calathea, I don't think you can beat Home Depot at this point. I haven't seen such beautiful large calathea like this even at like Lowe's. I did want to pan over here. Like, this is awesome, right? Look at how in stock that this Home Depot is. If you want larger form plants, this Home Depot is a place to go. And I just love going and looking at plants. Even at night, I am actually out and about just because I finally was able to get a 7 p.m. premiere. I've been a little bit late just because life, work, just things in general just got in the way, and I have to kind of balance this out. But I am happy that I was able to go plant shopping at night, filming some content, because now I want to have a variety of plant shopping videos. So like, I want to mix up big box plus local nursery. I want to go ahead and give you guys some grocery plants because I don't think a lot of people feature that. And right here, we are looking at a Dracaena Riki. Now, the Dracaena Riki is really cool just because it has thinner leaves. It's almost like between a regular Dracaena and a Dracaena marginata, where it's got very, very thin leaves. That one's a nice one. And I did want to just show you again all of these calatheas. You will probably see me panning out over these calatheas just because I can't believe that they have so many. And the calathea are so healthy. This one right here is Thamatophyllum. Beautiful looking plant right here. I am so happy that somebody was able to give me the plant ID. And then we have a Ficus elastica burgundy right over here. Do you guys remember the other video where I featured this Home Depot? Well, the Spathiphyllum or the peace lily are alive again. They were all droopy and dead just because they were dehydrated, but they're back now. This is a cordyline Hawaiian tea plant for $19.98. I do like the purple, magenta, dark green foliage of this cordyline. I do like cordyline. I wish I could grow them indoors. It's just that they really are very much spider mite prone when you grow them indoors, kind of like a Hydra helix, guys. But these peace lilies, let's talk about these peace lilies. So the other day when I was visiting this Home Depot, all of these Spathiphyllum were literally looking like they were dying, and now it looks like somebody hosed them down and gave them some water and they're back alive. Here is some white bird of paradise. So all bird of paradise have different blooms. This one happens to be the white bird of paradise. This is for $21.98. It's already a very large specimen. So that is a plant that if you like bird of paradise, I would go to this Home Depot. And then I did want to show these proven winter plants. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've been, filming this specific Home Depot. And as you can see that the plants are starting to somewhat decline in health. You're getting some browning, you're getting some wilting, you're just getting some drooping. And unfortunately, unless somebody actually goes and buys all of these plants, some of these plants may end up in the trash. Although this one shouldn't go in the trash. Like, look at this Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. They do need to go ahead and refill the water. It looks like these have been sitting at this Home Depot for quite a while, and it would just be a shame to see plants just go to waste. Like, look at this beautiful Dracaena right here, this Dracaena Dorado or Hurricane Dracaena. Very nice Dracaena just because I like how it kind of swirls and curls. And then obviously we can't forget this Thinanthe Gray Star. This is my favorite Thinanthe. It reminds me of like a Stromanthe Trio Star, but I do love the gray silvery leaves. I think it's a little too late for me to get that one just because the leaves have started to really crisp and there's a little bit more damage. So that's shame on me on that. And then we have Calathea Luis. This one's for $19.98. This one's pretty calathea. It has a little bit of browning, but nonetheless, you can always trim the browning off with just a pair of sanitized leaves. I eventually will show you guys how to, I guess, make a plant that has some like cosmetic damage look fairly good again just by trimming the brown spots and the brown crisping of the leaves. This one is a Philodendron Mayoi. This one is starting to actually mature just a little bit. There's a little bit of yellowing on the leaves, unfortunately. And then we have some alocasia right here. Not sure what specifically the alocasia is. And then we are looking at some happy peace lilies. If you were to see my other video, they literally were all like drooped over and like they just look dead. And that's the thing about certain plants like Calathea, Spathiphyllum, peace lilies. They will let you know when they are thirsty and you have to get them some water immediately. Otherwise, they will continue to look like death. And we have this Vigoro hanging basket fixture. This is a very much a staple at any Home Depot you go to. Of all the hanging baskets I featured, I am the biggest fan of their Scindapsus exotica right over here, just because they have larger silvery leaves, and these ones have been here for a little bit, and now you can see they've gotten some new growth and started to trail. Like, I would totally get this Scindapsus exotica if I am going to add some more hanging baskets, just because it does have a very nice velvety silver texture. It's got all of the features that I want in terms of just plant texture and color. And then we have some Hoya carnosa Crimson Princess right over here. You will see seeds of these plants, so many Hoya carnosa Crimson Princess at any Home Depot you go to. They do feature these hanging baskets for $19.98. I do like the hanging baskets, although I think you can get a better deal if you go with the Costa Farms Exotic Angels hanging basket, and typically you will find those at Lowe's or Walmart. So if you luck out finding any type of Hoya by Costa Farms at a big box store, you will pay for a pretty much the same price, $19.98, but you'll get a more full, more trailing hanging basket plant. So just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think, if that's the case for you as well. But you see that there are more larger plants right over here at this Home Depot. I like that they have merchandised them very well. I do like this particular Alocasia right there. I think it's an Alocasia California, and this is my favorite cordyline or tea plant. This is the cordyline kiwi. This one has some really nice variegation, and I love the stark pink stems, and also just the pink margins on the leaves next to the neon green. It's got all of the coloring that I would want to see in a plant. And then right over here we have a Dracaena Masangiana, a Dracaena marginata, and some Majesty Palm in the background. But I do love looking at the Dracaena marginata. They have two different versions right over here. I prefer the lighter version. And again, these are plants that you would typically see in like corporate offices, doctors' offices, just because I feel like they're easy to care for plants, and they already come in large sizes like this that you can get at a big box store. Here's an Alocasia Regal Shields for $59.98. It was labeled, at least on the planter, as California, but it's definitely not an Alocasia California. I love the gunmetal sheen that this one has. And then we are looking at some Ficus lyrata right over here. Large form Ficus lyrata. I think that if you are in the Dallas market though, definitely go to Plant Keeper Incorporated in downtown Dallas. You will get larger Ficus lyrata. The largest I could actually find in the DFW area for a very good price. So just for anybody who's local, definitely check that out. You are looking at some hanging baskets, assorted succulents right over here. I don't know a lot about succulents, so I can't give you the plant IDs. And then we have some Phalaenopsis orchids. We will always be looking at some anthuriums. If I'm ever shopping at a big box store, they will always have anthuriums, and they have a special going on for 2 for $30. So not bad at all. And then we're just going to pass by some more larger plants right over here. Gosh, I love plant shopping at night. There's nobody to have to like dodge or avoid, just because I've said this in other previous videos. When I do plant shopping, I want to make sure that people are comfortable shopping, and I try not to get the workers especially and people, random people in my videos, just because one, they are a distraction, and two, if I was somebody shopping and there was like somebody blogging about stuff, I don't want to just be added onto YouTube like that. So it's always nice to go plant shopping at night. I do want to pan over all of these proven winners plants, and then some more of these large plants right over here. So I think of all the plants I've seen so far, look at this Ficus elastica burgundy right here. Beautiful plant. All of the plants I've seen so far, I would say the Calathea, the large Calatheas by Nature's Way, are definitely the best in health and best in price point. Like for $29.96, that is not a bad price for such a large plant. I would love to be able to add all three, since I already have the Macayana right over here, especially the Calathea fishbone. But look at how many plants. Like if you just walk in here, they just have a whole row of plants, which means that I will have to start visiting more Home Depots all over DFW again, just because they look like they're getting restocked. But I did want to point out this is the Calathea makoyana. Now this is my favorite Calathea, just because look at the leaves. They look like peacock feathers, and this one is also for $29.96. Plant foldies, my viewers, please leave in the comments what you think of the Calathea. Would you have purchased all four for this price? I've already purchased this one right over here, and I need to repot my Calathea. But look at the Calathea makoyana next to the Calathea orbifolia. I really need a larger form Calathea because I already have a Calathea orbifolia, but it's not nearly the size of it is. And I actually bought it for $30 as well, but it's like maybe a quarter of the size of what I'm looking at Home Depot. So I did want to feature underneath the foliage. Look at how beautiful this is. And since my camera does get high definition, look at the intricacies of this Calathea makoyana. But I want to go ahead and finish off the first location and just tell you that night shopping is awesome, late night shopping, and then also just look at this sea of Calathea. Please tell me if you have local big box plant shops that have this. I mean, I have never seen a Calathea fishbone, so it's really nice to see that this one is available in a large form at Home Depot. That's not very far from where I am based at. So this lancifolia is also beautiful, and then this orbifolia. But the next location we will be going to is a Kroger Market place out in McKinney, Texas. Again, this was just further down south off of Custer Road. So Custer Road, if you just go up and down Custer Road in DFW, you will find so many plant locations. Again, I'm always thankful for anybody who tunes in. So I filmed this during a super rainy day when I just went out and went to several grocery stores, because I wanted to give all you plant foldies another option, another vibe when it comes to plant shopping. Some places where you wouldn't really expect to go shopping, because if you go to a grocery store, you want to go get your groceries. But if you go grocery store, do your groceries at a grocery store, you might run into some beautiful plants. I think oftentimes we pass by it because it's usually like the floral section. And, speaking of floral section, I am going to go feature some of the flowering, blooming plants at a grocery store like Kroger's. Like this one right here is a beautiful cyclamen. So I did feature a bunch of cyclamen at this one nursery called Callaway's. This one is for $7.99. The thing about grocery store plant shopping is they like to wrap their planters in like paper or that foil. I do like miniature roses. This one is also for $7.99. I've had miniature roses. I've actually purchased some at Trader Joe's, the variegated form. But look at how beautiful these miniature roses are. Now, here's a couple of questions for anybody who has grown miniature roses. Number one, have you grown them indoors? Number two, do they get pests like aphids, like, regular pests that, roses get when you grow them outdoors, or do you really need to grow miniature roses outdoors? So that is the question I have. Please leave in the comments if you've ever done, grown miniature roses, or just even the live premiere chats. Again, here's some more cyclamen right over here, and then we have some tulips. So tulips are about to be in season. These are all in like glass vials, and you can see that this is actually my favorite one right here. I love that particular type of tulip, and these are for $10.99. I really like tulips. I just feel like they signify spring, and they're just really delicate plants that go in planters. I would say just like the cyclamen, the poinsettias, these are seasonal plants that just kind of signify the season. There you go, just the season. So let me know what you guys think about the tulips. I think they're pretty, and this particular excuse me, this particular Kroger's is absolutely beautiful as well. They just got some beautiful plants, and this one is interesting. This is a Philodendron white measure, or Birkin, or that's what this particular grower is calling it. I haven't ever seen such a highly variegated Philodendron right over here, Birkin. I'm gonna call it Birkin, but it's cool that they call it white measure. Like, where do we get these names? But you know what? If you want to call it a different name, and this one is by Mason Farm, so I haven't seen that particular grower, but that's awesome that we have more growers besides growers in Florida. But this is really nice. Look at this. These leaves are almost white. I hope my philodendron Birkin gets that variegated. This one is for $19.99 for a 6-inch one. That one is within range of what, you know, these Birkins would be. Now you can actually get one at Walmart in a self-watering planter by Costa Farms for $15.98. So it really depends. But if you're looking for variegation, I would go with that. That is an awesome looking one right there. And then we just have some more flowering plants. So obviously this is a grocery store, so you want to look at the flowering plants first. I will definitely feature the different aroids that they do have, but this one is also for $14.99. $14.99. These are some Calia lilies, and then we have some more beautiful miniature roses. I actually love the yellow of this miniature rose right here. Again, this is for $14.99. I will say that with any miniature roses or flowering plants that you find in indoor situations like a grocery store, like indoor azalea, indoor miniature roses, indoor cyclamen, all of these flowering plants do need bright indirect light. So definitely, grow them near a windowsill just because they need a lot of light to produce those blooms. And I did show you the beautiful roots of the tulips. It's always interesting that growers are now starting to show hydroponic type growing situations, and I like that. And obviously you can't go to a grocery store and not see orchids. These are Phalaenopsis orchids. This one is in a teacup. Look at how beautiful that is. I did want to show you guys a couple of the details, and this one is for $9.99. These are for $9.99 for these miniature orchids. I always find miniature orchids really endearing just because they can just fill up a space, and you can actually get smaller ones right here. This is the espresso, guys. So you've got a teacup, and then we have an espresso. The espresso has even more miniature Phalaenopsis orchids. I think that's really cute, and I love that Phalaenopsis orchids can get some aerial roots like that. I just wish that grocery stores would feature more than just Phalaenopsis orchids. This one is really nice right here. Now I feel like these orchids, especially the blue and purple ones, are the ones that basically have food coloring and are dyed. So basically these blue orchids were like white ones, and they just like put them in food coloring and had them suck it up and actually get dyed. So I did that before when I was in elementary school. We had some white carnation flowers, and my teacher had us like put food coloring in water, and like a couple of days later they were the color that we put the food coloring in, because I haven't ever really seen true blue flowers. They are actually blue foliage. Blue flowers are very rare in nature. I don't know the science behind it, but if you really see blue flowers or just blue colored plants, that is a rarity in nature in general. But I did want to show you this. These are beautiful cascading orchids for $29.99. These are by Matsui Cascading Orchids, so I really like that. And these orchids are actually sourced from California. So that's really interesting. This is the Matsui Nursery. So if you want to go to matsuinursery.com and check it out, see what they have. Maybe they have other plants besides orchids, but they are really known for providing cascading orchids, or orchids that are just kind of trailed down like that. I think that's really beautiful. It gives it a graceful tone, a graceful look about it. Now with orchid care, obviously orchids need to be on the drier side. You don't ever want to plant them in a medium like soil. They just want to be in bark. And like for other orchids, they actually just prefer to float around. They're epiphytes. So in nature, they really just attach to like trees. And the way you would want to water them is either you can soak the orchid bark completely in water for like a minute or two and pull it out and make sure that all of the water drains. You'll know that orchids are completely hydrated by the roots. So the roots will usually be a very pale gray color when they are dry and needs to be watered. But once you water it, it will turn a greenish color, and then you don't have to water it as often. I would say water them maybe once every 3 weeks, if that. They also have fertilizer spray that you can spray onto the to the roots. So that's just some of my orchid care tips. Let me know what you think. And I think some orchids can tolerate lower light conditions. They do like more bright indirect light, just like most plants. And then if you guys see over here, there is a sale. These are normally $12.99 for these smaller planters by Living Trends. Look at this cute Calathea Makuyana right over here. We have some palms. We have some peperomia right over here as well. I love that. Live Trends does have some very nice planters. Like I could work with the this planter here. I just like the colors. I kind of just wish they had just a simple color, like not even have any like patterns or different colors. Like a white one would have just been good. I do love the shape. And look at how beautiful this peperomia is right over here. For me, peperomia are cute, but at least in my care, they've ended up getting like spider mites. And sometimes the watering for me gets a little tricky because if you overwater them, their stems will rot. So I am not going to really add any peperomia, but look at how beautiful this Calathea Makuyana is. You know, we were looking at those large Calatheas at Home Depot at the first location, but you can see this one right here is so tiny and cute. So yeah, you can buy a small plant like this, but know that they will eventually have to get up potted because they will grow in size. We have some orchid right over there. That's a Philodendron orchid. But for $7.99, if you like little miniature plants like this, you definitely want to go hit up like a place like Kroger. And then here are some more Philodendron orchids. These are the miniature versions right over here. So I think that if you're going to get orchids, big box stores like Walmart and Home Depot maybe don't have nearly as many varieties. And I would just say if you're looking for specialized exotic orchids, you want to go to a big box store like Lowe's. But if you want just like typical Philodendron orchids, you know, grocery store like Kroger's, Trader Joe's, HEB, they always have orchids, and you will see this in the video because I am going to be going to a lot of grocery stores. And right over here we're going to pan out and show you that they have some lucky bamboo, and then we have some more plants right over here. Here we have some type of Dieffenbachia, and this one is for $9.99 in a 4.5-inch planter. I love Dieffenbachia. The only thing is, like I said in all my videos, they require bright indirect light. And if you don't give that to them, they will get very leggy very quickly. And we have an Aglaonema right here for $9.99. This is a really cool one. This one is a Mary Ann, apparently. So this is another interesting Aglaonema that I haven't seen. Actually, I might consider getting that. That's interesting. And then we have another polka dot plant right over here. Really love the pink on this one. I think that polka dot plants are more so like seasonal interest plants. This one's for $9.99. Just because I feel like it's very difficult. Their watering is actually hard. They need to stay moist, but if you overwater them, they will crisp up. And then here we have a Ficus elastica burgundy here. Really cute looking Ficus elastica burgundy. And this one is also for $9.99. So nice looking plants for these are the 4.5-inch planters. And then we have some more plants right here. These are by Costa Farms, so this is really cool. This one is for $9.99 as well. This one is a Blackfoot rabbit fern, really cute. I've seen a lot of hanging baskets at Walmart that feature this fern right here. Nice, delicate looking leaves. I like that a lot, but Costa Farms has these for $9.99. So Costa Farms also provides for grocery stores. Typically, I don't see as many Costa Farms, but I love the fact that this Kroger off of Custer Road in McKinney has this. And then we have some more right over here. We have another Epipremnum aureum neon pothos. Gotta love that. I ended up getting this same type of planter from Costa Farms, but I got a Manjula pothos for $9.99. So thought that was really interesting. Actually, Home Depot actually carries these planters. I just haven't seen Home Depot carry a lot of Costa Farms as of late. And then this is another Epipremnum aureum jade pothos for $9.99, and this one is in a 6-inch planter. So really cool. And then in the corner over there we have a bromeliad. I do want to pan out and show you what else they've got. They've got some lucky bamboo right over here. We've got some Pachira aquatica right over here. I love that. And we have such a cool little emoji, a kiss emoji right here. And we have some more assorted Live Trends, Peperomia, Calathea right over here. These are all for $14.99. Really like that. And we have some more plants down here. All of these plants right here, like this bird's nest fern, is for $7.99. Not a bad price at all for a bird's nest fern. And then we have a Ficus lyrata right over here for $7.99. I actually got one for 99 cents at a grocery store called Sprouts, which is further up the road on Custer. So yep, this is actually $19.99 for this ZZ Zenzi plant. I featured this at a last video, and this is by Live Trends. I do love the compact version of the ZZ Zenzi. I said it was ZZ Zen, but it's ZZ Zenzi. I think that is a good price for it. It is more of an uncommon, rare ZZ plant. So if you want something compact that can really tolerate lower light conditions, definitely do that. But I did want to pan out here and show you this plant selection. So when you go to a big box store, you will always see plants. But if you go to a grocery store, you'd be surprised about how many houseplants, aeroids, sometimes even rare plants you will find in the floral section. So definitely check it out. Like this is a really cute cactus here for $9.99. And then look at how beautiful this Ficus lyrata is. The natural leaf shine of a Ficus lyrata is absolutely stunning. And I never really wanted to add a Ficus lyrata in my collection, but if I'm going to get it for 99 cents, there's really not a lot of risk in growing it. Ficus lyrata are known to be a little bit more finicky because if you move it, they start to drop their leaves. So we'll see. But here is a Philodendron white measure, or according to the grow, but it's actually a Philodendron Birkin. This one is a really nice one too. Has decent variegation, actually higher variegation, and there's two plants actually in this one. This one is for $19.99. That white measure though earlier, or the Philodendron Birkin, I would totally get this leaf that is unfurling though looks like it is rotting. Not sure if it's just because it's got such high variegation that it can't sustain itself, but yeah, this one is another zebra plant for $19.99. I think if you're going to pay for a zebra plant, you definitely need to go to more of like a plant nursery like Callaway's. You can get them for much cheaper than $19.99. But we'll go ahead and pan out over here and show you some more plants. Here we've got a beautiful Dracaena Dorado, or Hurricane Dracaena. I really like that just because it kind of spins around. This one is by Live Trends for $19.99. Really cute looking Dracaena, and mind you, this Dracaena might be small, but if you put it in a larger plant, it can grow up to like 4 feet to 5 feet tall. So that's something to take a look at. And then we have all of these Living Trend small miniature planters for $7.99 on sale. Look at how cute this Ficus lyrata is. Like, it's super tiny. I'm just curious how they start these plants. Are they tissue cultured? Are they seedlings? I'm going to assume they're tissue cultured, that they were that they put as starter plants, because look at these Calathea right over here. This one is really cool. This is a Calathea vittata. Thank you to the Plant Foldy that was able to give me the plant ID for this Calathea. This is a beautiful Calathea as well, and I've seen these featured at big box stores and also grocery stores. But Live Trends Unique Living Decor that's definitely true. They are unique living decor for sure. And then we have some more plants here. This one is some type of fern for $7.99 as well. I love the oval planters. I just wish they were like a solid cream color, white color, gray color. And this one right here is a miniature Peperomia ortusifolia. I think that's how you pronounce it, but this one has less variegation, but I'm sure that if you give it more light, it will give you some more cream variegations. That Peperomia's variegation is more light influence for sure. And we have some more Epipremnum aureum right there. Those are all for $9.99. And look at the view of this. Isn't this gorgeous? Now, when I was filming this video, this was actually early in the morning and it was raining, but I like that I plant shop also in the morning and evening because there's less traffic. This one is some type of Alocasia. I'm going to say this is the Alocasia poly. That one's for $7.99. So that's not bad, but I wouldn't recommend that Alocasia. In my experience, that one is the most like spider mite prone. It always gets spider mites for some reason. The Alocasia I have so far though are doing very well. I do have a humidifier next to it, and I often inspect it and spray it with this really awesome spray from We the Wild called Protect. WeTheWildUSA.com. Definitely check it out. It will protect your plants for sure from like a lot of these like pests like spider mites and thrifts. But look at how beautiful this Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil, this one is an Epipremnarium neon pothos. Beautiful. These plant are $29.99 for these planters by Living Trends. Very nice. I love neon pothos. I actually got one from Costa Farms Exotic Angels at a Walmart in Lewisville, Texas. So just really happy. I am in the lookout for Philodendron Hederaceum lemon lime. So we'll see if I can find one, but we have some more plants right over here, some more miniature plants. These ones are, you have Ficus lyrata, some palm, and then we're going to look at this Pachira aquatica, or what you would call a money tree plant. That's the braided form. And then we have another Ficus ginseng right over here. Really love the stump of that, but we can take a look at this. Beautiful Pachira aquatica. I used to grow these, and I actually grew it in a corner of my bedroom, but I was surprised that it actually got spider mites, so I didn't realize that it was susceptible to spider mites. And then speaking of spider mites, that one right there is another Alocasia. Those are plants that are susceptible to pests. So when you go plant shopping, definitely consider what pests they're susceptible for and have a preventative plan for it. But look at how beautiful this Spathiphyllum right over here is, or peace lily. You can get large plants of peace lilies at any big box or grocery store. I love that. And then I love this peperomia. So when you think about peperomia, look at this particular one. I don't know the plant ID for this peperomia, but let's see how much it costs. This one is for $13.99. Peperomia Piccolo. That's really nice right over here. And just look at it. Look at the leaves. The texture of the leaves are very much just rubbery. It's almost like a Hoya in some aspects, but of all the peperomia I've seen so far, this is my favorite one. So if I'm going to add a peperomia, that would be the peperomia I would add for sure. And now I'm finding some of these really cool hanging baskets by Costa Farms. These are for $19.99. I do like the planter. It makes it a little bit more expensive just because this is the 5-inch planter. You can buy the one without a planter for like $15.98, but the ceramic one kind of adds just a little bit more to it. And then we have another type of fern right here. This is really cute. I like the circular patterns of the leaves. That's very nice. And that one's for $13.99. And then we have another Scindapsus right over here. Scindapsus silver. This one's really nice. This one's by Costa Farms as well. So I ended up actually getting a really interesting Syngonium that I still don't know the plant ID for. I ended up just buying it in a hanging basket like this at this particular Lowe's, actually just because I wanted another interesting looking Syngonium. I'll have to feature that in a future video, but here's another beautiful fern right over there. And I just want to go back here. So we have another Croton Petra. Now this is for $9.99. Now with a Croton Petra, that is also light influence when it comes to variegation. The more light you have, the more reds, yellows you will get. So that one, it just has greens. And then this is an interesting Aglaonema as well. So I was glad that I was able to find an Aglaonema at a grocery store, just because if you're going to find easy to find plants, common plants, easy to care plants, grocery stores should be carrying those as well versus like carrying Calathea, because they're a little bit more challenging. I did want to pan over here and look at how beautiful all the flowers are. This Kroger has an amazing floral area and plant area. Look at how beautiful this Alocasia is right here, and there is a lot of leaf shine on it. So there is a little bit more care, I think, at grocery stores. I know that the floral team or the floral department waters them. I've seen it happen before. And so I'm going to go ahead and pan over here. This one is right next to the Starbucks in the Kroger. And you can see these are large planters of Ficus lyrata, and these are for $19.99. That is actually not a bad price. And look at how beautiful these leaves are. They are super shiny, so it looks like the floral department does spray some leaf shine on it. That makes it more appealing. And I will say for big box stores, that is not necessarily the case, but grocery stores, I think grocery stores, you have a higher chance of finding more healthy plants. And that is the reason why plant foldies, I have been going to grocery stores to show you plants there, because these are areas that I don't think we really look at. Like, look, it's the Matthophyllum here. Remember the one you saw at Home Depot? It was all like covered with hard water stains. And look at this Monstera balloon. I would take this balloon as well. I think that's what I want to get today. Instead of like a no plant buy, maybe I should just get a balloon. But they to go back to it, I will say the health of the plant at a big box store is not nearly as good as a grocery store. So if you have a lot of grocery stores in your local area, I would encourage you to check it out. You'd be surprised about what you're finding. And I'm going to go walk over here again and just show you that if you go to a grocery store, check out all of the plants. Like, there is a lot of nice plant finds I would get. Like, if you're going to ask me what I would buy if I didn't have it, I would definitely buy an orchid from this Kroger. The Matsui cascading orchids are really cool. And even these flowering plants, you know, I asked if, you know, my plant foldies or my plant viewers, have you grown a cyclamen, for instance, long-term indoors? What the care tips are, please leave it in the comments and let me. So the next location we will be going to is Whole Foods Market. This one is located off of Preston Road in Plano, Texas. Whole Foods Market is a chain of grocery stores that really focuses on a lot of organic options. I don't know if you guys shop at Whole Foods. I do like Whole Foods a lot, and I didn't realize that Whole Foods actually carries a lot of plants as well, and their plants are typically more locally sourced. As you can see, it's raining really hard, but to get you guys plant content, I don't mind coming out and visiting several grocery stores today and just big box stores. But we're gonna walk over in here and see what kind of plants they have. Mind you, it is still very early in the season, so they may not be as packed with plants, but we're just gonna see. So obviously grocery stores always have their plants near their floral department, and we're gonna look to see if they have any plants today. And we have some floral arrangements, and then we have some assorted succulents right over here. These are all for $14.99. Really nice looking set of succulents right over here. I haven't really gotten into succulents. I may someday do it, but you already know that's like opening Pandora's box, just because then you'll want to collect it all. And then we have some aloe vera right over here for $4.99. I've had an aloe vera when I was a kid. Pretty cool. You know, you'd snip the plant and then get some of that gel, and I don't know, it's a nice plant. And right over here around the corner, we are going to be seeing some bigger plants that we always see at big box stores. So for instance, this is one that you would see at Home Depot, especially this one right over here. This is a huge Calathea macuyana, beautiful looking Calathea. And I love that, you know, grocery stores have some lighting that will like accentuate the plant display. Then we also have a Dieffenbachia right over here. That's nice. I still need to know the plant ID for that specific Dieffenbachia. We've got a Majesty Palm. You know, it never ceases to amaze me that you will find a Majesty Palm anywhere. And then we have a Dracaena lemon lime, beautiful Dracaena as well. And you can see that it does upsize very quickly. And then we have another beautiful Dieffenbachia right over there in the corner. We also have another Calathea macuyana right over here. I really like the Calathea macuyana. The one I bought from Home Depot at Custer Road in McKinney is the same size as this. So I'm not sure if it is a similar grower or if it's one that they might have sourced locally. I know that Whole Foods does a really good job about stating where they get their plants. And then we have a beautiful Ficus elastica burgundy and a beautiful bird of paradise. All of these plants look very healthy, but I think this one is super cool. I've never really seen a larger version of a Ficus triangularis. Beautiful plant, but you know, Ficus triangularis is a very finicky plant. I mean, most Ficus are, and it has such beautiful variegation. It just requires a lot of humidity, and it's kind of like a Ficus lyrata, where if you put it in a new section or like new place in your home, it will drop its leaves until it becomes happy again. It's just such a diva plant. And then we have some orchids here, some orchid garden, and these are all from a local grower out here. And you can see that it is for $39.99. These are a little bit more pricey, but you know, Whole Foods has good quality plants, beautiful presentation, and their orchids are nice. They're in full bloom right now. These are all Phalaenopsis orchids, so they don't really care like Vanda orchids or different types of orchids like Lowe's. But needless to say, they're still beautiful. I like the planters. They're very simple. And I do like that they have their own little like wall of orchids. So that's very nice. And we have some bromeliads here, and we can see that there is somebody, one of their employees is actually taking the time to water the orchids. So what they do is they soak the orchid bark completely, and you notice how the roots turn green as soon as water hits it. That's when you know that the orchid has been soaked, and you just have to let it soak for a few minutes all the way through, and then she'll just let it sit there and drain, because orchids do not like wet roots like that. That's how quickly you can get root rot. And I just love the fact that you can see that this Whole Foods is actually taking care of its plants. I did get a chance to speak with the person who's in charge of these plants, and I love that they do take the time to take care of them, you know, either just snipping off dead leaves and watering the plants. I think they're on a watering schedule, at least for the orchids, maybe once a week. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then we have some more Philodendron orchids right here for $22.99. And it looks like all orchids are 20% off. So that's not a bad deal either. So if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Plano, come stop by this Whole Foods. I really get a nice vibe. And the person who was actually watering says that, you know, the front part that we just entered, when spring season comes around, that becomes kind of like their own little garden center, because they've got some overflow of plants. So I did get some contact information from her, and she'll let me know when they get restocked again, and I will definitely do an update. But you can see there's some hanging baskets. These are actually Urban Jungle hanging baskets. And we have some more bromeliads. So, you know, alongside with Majesty Palm, you will always see bromeliads right over here. I am not as big of a fan of these types of bromeliads. I really like the bromeliads with a very like vibrant pink foliage. I thought that was super cool. Callaway's had some really good ones for a very nice price. But nonetheless, bromeliads, they're all over anywhere you go, just like Majesty Palms, and they have a row of it. I did ask to sell the person who was in charge of the flora area if bromeliads were a hot commodity, and she says they don't really sell as nearly as much. The orchids do, however. And then here's the succulent. This one is grown in Devale, Texas. So that's really nice to just see, you know, grocery stores like Whole Foods really patronizing local. I think that we should patronize local growers, small businesses. So that's really nice to see that they are sourcing out from local growers in Texas. So go Texas for that. And actually, I'm just really fortunate to have a lot of options to look at for plant shopping in Texas, just because I don't really see, you know, based on the Plant Foldies community on GrowFold, and, you know, the viewers here, they mentioned that their big box stores aren't nearly as stocked. We are looking at some Rager begonia. I've seen this a lot. I saw this at Callaway's nursery, and then just all these grocery stores. They do like to feature a lot of blooming plants. I think that's really awesome. It makes me tempted to actually grow blooming plants indoors. Maybe that type of begonia, just because I do like the leaf color, but look at how beautiful the blooms are as well. I'm gonna assume with any flowering plant that it's gonna need a lot of bright light. So that's the only thing. I might have to like grow it near a window or have a really bright grow light underneath it. And then we have some kitty grass over here. That's really cool. Some sansevieria, some succulents. And we have some Kalanchoe right over here. I think that's how you pronounce it. And then these are all for $15.49. This assorted foliage right here. This one's grown in New Jersey. This is an Epiphyllum shark fin. So maybe it, you know, I don't know if Epiphyllum are kind of like similar to succulents, but it has that vibe or texture around it. And then we have some spider plants. This one actually is pretty nice. Either this is a spider plant or an airplane plant, one of the two. They're very similar. There's just a little bit of browning on the tips, but nonetheless, you can just take a pair of sanitized scissors and cut the brown tips off, and voila, you've got a better plant again. And then we have an Epiphyllum angular fishbone. This is really cool too. I'm thinking that if you give this like bright light and just a lot of light, that maybe it'll be sun stressed like a Hoya, and maybe get some different colors. But this table just has a couple of house plants. Here's another spider plant right over here. This one's growing very well, and look at how beautiful the variegation is. I did want to show you that. The planter is nice as well. I wish that there wasn't really texture. I just wish it was like a simple smooth surface that was matte. That's just my personal aesthetic. And then we have some type of begonia right over here that looks super cool as well. Love begonias. I just can't grow them. So for anybody in the live chat premieres or even in the comments, leave your care tips for begonias. I'd really love to learn. I know that there are so many ways to propagate begonia. I would like to add some to my house collection at some point. And then we can see right here, this looks like, you know, those proven winners, Feeling Flirty Tradescantia, but this one is legitimately called Tradescantia Nanook. I thought the Tradescantia Nanook would have larger foliage and more like undersides that were pink, so I'm not 100% sure. These are nice plants though. The trick about Tradescantia is they will start to get leggy, so what you need to do to keep it like as full and lush like this is to snip off the leaves to encourage more growth. And they're very, very easy to propagate. You literally can just cut like a piece off, stick it directly in the soil, and it'll grow, or you can put it in water. I actually have a Tradescantia, the greener version, where I got like one little like node, put it in water, it started growing and it started to like trail, and now I'm about to have a full-blown plant. So, and that was just literally picking up one of those cuttings right on the floor. So I thought that was interesting. And we have some more Tradescantia right here, a spider plant. This is a really cool cactus for $10.99. Do you guys collect cactus? Like, I'm just curious to see if we have some cactus fans here. I can try to get you some more cactus in the videos, but I just don't expect me to get the plant IDs. I'm not as versed with like succulents and cactus. I did want to take some more time to show you this other Tradescantia right here. This is the one I actually have and was able to propagate, and this one is the Tenderness Tradescantia. So really cool, and these are all grown in New Jersey. So I like that they're able to show their growers. I haven't seen any Costa Farms in it. I did ask the person in charge of the Flora area. They used to get a lot of like Costa Farms Trading Tropicals. I'm not 100% sure if they'll get it, but obviously when they get their restock, I'll be the first one to film and report that. But look at how beautiful this variegation is for Tradescantia. They're super easy to grow, and I like pink plants, purple plants, variegated plants, all of the plants. So this one is another peperomia as well. It's another variegated peperomia. Has a little different texture in its variegation. I am definitely a fan of the foliage, and peperomia are so nice, or at least a peperomia or tussifolia. Those are nice just because the texture of the leaves are waxy. They remind me of Hoya, and they're also easy to propagate as well. I'm not really a fan of the planter. Like I said, again, I like simple ones, but here's another peperomia. This is the one that you would often see at like Lowe's or big box stores. This is another variegated peperomia or tussifolia. Very nice, and you can see it's happy because it's got some new leaves that are about to grow out. But I do like going to Whole Foods here. They don't have nearly as big of a plant selection, but you know what? All the plants we've looked at are super healthy, and that's really what matters, is the health of the plant. Like, look at these beautiful begonia. I am really like tempted to grow like indoor azalea, indoor begonia, and you can see that this little table right here has them. And then we just have some more. You know, we can go pan over here and look at the bromeliad. So for those that have Whole Foods, do you ever go to Whole Foods and purchase plants? I know actually Whole Foods, this is the one grocery store I did see a Hydra Helix. And, you know, I love me some Hydra Helix, guys. So no English ivy today, but I did want to show you guys the bromeliads. So bromeliads are often seen at big box stores, grocery stores. I bet you can even find them at like a Walgreens or a CVS. That's another area that I would definitely want to check to see if they have plants. And look at that wall of orchids. The person that's in charge did say that they are a little bit light, but they will be getting quickly restocked very soon. So I'm excited to come back and check out this Whole Foods. I really like that their plants are up, you know, kept well. They are definitely watering their plants. I haven't seen a single plant that was unhealthy. I did even witness her like trimming some brown, you know, tips off of these leaves. So hopefully we can get that. But we are going to go to another grocery store, and this one is literally across the street off of Preston Road from Whole Foods. This is Trader Joe's. Here's another location. So we went to the first one in McKinney, Texas, North McKinney, Texas. This one is off of Preston Road in Plano, Texas. Trader Joe's is really known for some really cost-effective plants. I would say they have the best pricing for Philodendron, Monstera, and definitely Ficus elastica, but they also have some really cute planters. Like this one is for $7.99. Really like that. And there's just some nice little succulents right over here. I do like how Trader Joe's has some very quirky little planters. Like this is really cute. Definitely think that it's worth the $7.99. And then they have some like bulbs right over here. That's the thing about Trader Joe's plants is they do follow seasonality. So like right now it's about to be spring and we already have the bulbs going on. They have different types of plants throughout the seasons, and then we have some really interesting hyacinths. So I didn't realize, and look at how beautiful the roots are, by the way. I didn't know that hyacinth actually bloom in the spring. I thought it was more of like a summer plant, but you can see that they are more in hydroponic situations. Same thing with tulip bulbs. I like hyacinth just because they remind me of Animal Crossing. So for anybody who has like a Nintendo Switch, do you guys actually play Animal Crossing? What do you think about hyacinths? I remember having a whole island full of hybrid hyacinths, but that's just another story, and I know that's kind of me rambling. And then we have some more assorted houseplants. These are the easy ones to grow, and these are for $3.99. We can see that there's some cute little starter plants. So we have a Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil, but look at how variegated this Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil is. Really nice looking starter plant for a small space. That's really cute. And then we have another Syngonium. This one is a Syngonium white butterfly, but look at how lush and full this one is for a plant. $3.99 is not bad. I would actually purchase this. And when you compare like Exotic Angels by Costa Farms, those are like usually $5.98 or $4.97 at Walmart. But these starter plants are even cheaper, $3.99. Now I wish that they would offer more selection of plants, but you know what? This philodendron is an easy to care for plant. Obviously, syngoniums are very easy too, and these are very nice, full, and lush for $3.99. Like you can literally upsize this to a 4-inch pot and then keep growing. But look at how beautiful that is. And then they have another calathea right here. This isn't as perfect of a calathea, so we'll just go ahead and put that down. But that is also for $3.99. Maybe they've already picked through the calathea, but for those that are wanting easy to care for plants, those are nice. And then we have some tillandsia, pineapple. These are all air plants. I think Live Trends have an amazing assortment of plants. They focus a lot on just very nice looking planters, and their plants are typically healthy. And then we have some potted up miniature roses, $5.99. I actually bought a miniature rose from Trader Joe's, this exact same one. Look at how beautiful the variegated blooms are on this rose. Now here's the thing. I have to ask, with miniature roses, are they roses that you can plant outdoors in a yard? Can they stay in a pot? Do they have to stay like outside, or can they be grown inside? And you can see here we have some large hyacinth and different types of bloom or bulb flowers. We've got some tulips, we've got some daffodils, and we just have some flowering plants. And this is just right at the entrance. So some Trader Joe's have a larger selection of plants, but you know what? Let's walk in here and look at this. Do you see what I see? Look at all of this Ficus elastica, premium ficus for $12.99. We've got a Ficus Taniki, a Ficus Ruby. Like this one, I'm gonna say is a Taniki, but look at how sun-stressed this is. Like I literally want to pick this up and buy it. I am struggling to see if I'm gonna buy this Ficus Taniki because look at the variegation. It's so beautiful. Yeah, like I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up and just kind of examine it. I did take a photo of it as well. But look at this. And then they have another Ficus Taniki right over here. $12.99, guys. These are full plants. You can at least get 2 Ficus Taniki in this 6-inch pot. And then this is a Ficus elastica Ruby right here. Look at how beautiful this is. Now I have 2 Ficus elastica. I have a Ficus elastica Taniki already, a Ficus Shiveriana, and a Ficus Burgundy, and then I also have a Ficus Audrey. So I've got quite a bit of Ficus. And what's interesting is in Texas, I've actually taken these Ficus, put it outside in a south-facing window, or just south-facing in my yard, and was able to grow it in direct full sun, and these plants did not burn. They actually were very vigorous in their growth by providing so much light. So I don't know if these just, they do need bright light, but growing them outside, I was able to get a full-blown tree. Now it is winter, and I had to bring some of them inside my garage with a grow light, so they were starting to drop their leaves. But that is amazing to find $12.99. I think at some point when I get my space situated, I keep saying that I will add another ficus taniki or some kind of ficus from Trader Joe's. That's exactly where I would go. These are some really cute Callia lilies. I wouldn't really be interested in growing that just because the blooms don't last long. It does have some interesting foliage, and I love chrysanthemum or mums, and this is the New Year's chrysanthemum. It's a bright yellow color. In Japan, they call them kiku. And they have like chrysanthemum or mum festivals in Japan. If you ever get a chance, you can see that they hybridize them. Same thing with azalea. So just as much as I love like indoor plants, I love outdoor plants as well. Flowering plants, I just never really thought to bring flowering plants indoors to grow. That's just not something that was on my mind. And then we have another Callia lily right here. That's a beautiful lavender color next to that taniki, Ficus elastica taniki. So I just wanted to show you guys some grocery store plants. You can see right here, they've got some large Monstera deliciosas right over here, fully mature. They're really large, actually. They've got to be staked up. But, you know, we do big box plant shopping, but I also want to go pepper in some grocery stores. So hopefully you like seeing Kroger's, Whole Foods, and Trader Joe's. I have so much more footage to show you guys. I filmed so many plant places. So hopefully we can mix that up alongside with local areas. But I did want to pan over here. Let me know what you guys think about Trader Joe's Ficus elastica, if that's the best pricing you've seen. I honestly think so. And then Trader Joe's has some amazing bouquets of flowers, so you can get that as well. And obviously you can't get away from Trader Joe's with orchids. But this is Richie at Growfolds. I will be ending this video soon. Stay tuned to go see all of my other collages of different big box stores and what kind of plants you can find. You can see that these are for $10.99. These beautiful orchids right over here. They have some variety at this Trader Joe's, but I do appreciate everybody always tuning into my live premieres. I might just wean out and just only do one live premiere in the evening until I can really catch up. I would love to do 2 videos a day every day, but I promise you, you will always have a video from me every day. It might just be a little bit later in the evening. You guys have been super supportive. I've got several people continuing to stay on the chats, and I love interacting with you. Ask me any question, add me at Growfolds on Instagram. You can send me a DM and we can connect. But this is the Plano, Texas Trader Joe's. There's a couple more Trader Joe's in the DFW market that I will definitely film for you at some point. This is Richie, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie of Growfolds, and today we will be big box store plant shopping at the Home Depot in Frisco, Texas. This was one of the Home Depots I visited earlier, where I mentioned how like not all big box stores are created equal in terms of just their plant selection and quality. So we're going to see if the quality of plants have improved. But for now, it looks like they are starting to get some outdoor plants. So right over here, right off the bat, we are looking at some strawberry plants here. I know strawberry plants typically do well in colder weathers, and so that's what we have so far. And then we have a lot of dormant fruit trees. Now I have about 2 peach trees growing in my backyard. I actually grow them just so I can actually have like these cherry blossom looking blooms in the spring. So I will definitely feature that as springtime comes around. I have an outdoor garden as well, and we're gonna walk over here. So it looks like they are starting to get some more plants. And I really want to tell everybody who's, you know, tuned into all of my live premieres, thank you so much for continuing to support me. Our plant community is growing each and every day. I try my very best to get you guys some plant content. I was trying to get 2 videos a day, but unfortunately work and just life in general has really taken up a lot of my time. And you know, YouTube isn't my primary priority, but I am enjoying the process. So I really do appreciate all you plant foldies for just continuing to tune into the live chats and also following me on Instagram at Growfolds. And you can see we have this really cool barrel cactus right over here. And so we're going to just walk in. So this was the Home Depot that I ended up rescuing in Aglaonema. And we're going to see if the quality of plants or more plants have been added. And as you can see, this is the typical Vigoro hanging basket fixture that we always see at Home Depot, at least the ones in North Dallas. And we have a Scindapsus exotica right over here. There is a little bit of leaf damage, but I love looking at Scindapsus exotica. This one is for $19.98 just because of such large silvery leaves. Some of these have actually started to trail just because they've been in the store for quite a bit. And then right over here we have a Hoya cornosa, just a regular green form. I actually love Hoyas as well, at least the texture of the leaves. Very rubbery, waxy. Absolutely stunning Hoya as well for $19.98. And then we have this other Hoya. I don't know exactly what this Hoya is, but it has some speckling and it's really cute. This one is also for $19.98 by Vigoro. So you can actually find some hanging basket Hoyas. I happened to luck out by finding some exotic angel Costa Farm hanging baskets of like Hoya cornosa, Crimson Princess, and then I also found one was Hoya cornosa tricolor. So I actually have one hanging in my kitchen, but we can see that there's some more Hoyas right over here. And so I'm not exactly sure what this Hoya species is. So if you guys are in the live chat or even in the comments watching this replay, please try to give me some help and give me the plant IDs. I know you plant folies have been so helpful with like care tips, plant IDs, and just a lot of interactions. And that's the thing that makes these plant shopping videos so much fun, is just because I am getting to know a lot of you guys on a daily basis. This is something that I honestly look forward to after a long day at work. So thanks again. And right over here we have an Epipremnum aureum neon pothos for $19.98. Love neon pothos. I think it is one of the most stunning neon pothos that you can see there. Very, very good just coloration. It definitely adds a lot of like light in a dark space. And the thing about pothos is they can tolerate lower light conditions. Right over here we have an Alocasia regal shield. Look at how stunning the leaf foliage is. It's got a beautiful like gunmetal sheen to it, and I love the purple veinations on the leaves. I would love to be able to grow an Alocasia this large. I do have a lot of Alocasia growing in my collection now, and you will see later that I actually ended up rescuing an Alocasia from Walmart. But yes, Alocasia regal shield, beautiful. This is in the $50 range, but look at how large it is, and you can see there's another new growth point coming out. Now with Alocasia, I know that some people are like, you know, I always mention that they are spider mite prone. It doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily get spider mites. When I talk about plants, or when I'm going big box shopping and I do discuss plants, I like to just point out what potential pests are that they're prone to, just because some people are actually learning a little bit more about plants, and so therefore I am just talking about just potential pests. It doesn't mean that they'll just get spider mites. Now I will say for Hedra helix there is a higher probability than an Alocasia, but look at how beautiful this Calathea orbifolia is. These are for $29.98, and these are by Nature's Way, and Nature's Way is actually a women-owned plant business, so I absolutely love that. But I saw this at the North McKinney Home Depot. The quality of the orbifolia here is okay. It's not nearly as perfect as the other Home Depot that I featured. And then as you can see, we have some ZZ plants here, just a regular ZZ plants. I think that ZZ plants are such easy care plants. They don't really require a lot of water, honestly. And if you're going to ask me what pests that they're susceptible for, and that would be mealybugs, and mealybugs just really suck when it comes to like an infestation. They're just very difficult to treat. You have to like spray your plants multiple times, and you can see there is a little bit of leaf damage there. I don't know if that's thrifts or being overwatered. And right over here we have some beautiful anthuriums. What I like about anthuriums is not necessarily the coloration or bloom, and this one's for $18.98. Not bad. These do require a little bit more brighter light conditions, but it's not necessarily the flowering part of the anthurium I like. I actually like the super green, shiny foliage that these anthuriums have. I am looking to see if there's some variegated anthurium, not necessarily the bloom, but actually the leaf color. But that's really nice, very healthy looking ones. And then we have some more Sansevieria right over here. So as you can see, whenever we go to like a big box or like Home Depot, you will see a lot of these easy to care for plants, like this Epipremnum aureum. Marble Queen pothos has pretty decent variegation here. And the thing about Marble Queen pothos is the more bright and direct light you give it, the more chances of it actually giving you some really good variegation. It will revert back to green if you don't give it enough light, so just be mindful of that. And we have a Monstera Adansonii right over here. We have some more Hoya carnosa, Crimson Princess. I really like that. And for those asking about like the splotches on the leaves, those are just hard water spots. So don't think it's necessarily a pest, but look at how beautiful this is. So I haven't seen this Nature's Way ceramic planter. You usually see like the pinkish one, but that one is a nice one. And this is an Epiprimnum aureum neon pothos, not neon pothos, marble queen pothos, and this is for $8.98. For anybody beginning their plant journey, I would highly recommend pothos or Epiprimnum aureum. They're probably the easiest plant to take care of. And then here we have the Hydra Helix, guys. You know, you gotta love that Hydra Helix. I actually like this one that I see often at Home Depot, just a normal green coloration of it. Now with Hydra Helix, you do want to give it more higher humidity just to prevent spider mites from infesting it. But as you can see, this Home Depot has a decent selection of plants. I really think that maybe the plant merchandising isn't really on point, but you know, we can't be so picky. Not every big box store is going to have perfect plants presented. We do have a bunch of Philodendron orchids here. So with Philodendron orchids, you will see them at big box stores, grocery stores. I'm pretty sure you can even see them at gas stations or like CVS or Walgreens. They're just everywhere. They're beautiful plants, however. And then we have some more Nature's Way ceramic planters for $8.98. I did want to pan over here and show you some of these more miniature Philodendron orchids. This one is for $16.98. I really like that as well. And we have some polka dot plants right underneath here, just hidden. I like polka dot plants. I think they're pretty. And this one is for $4.98. The only problem with polka dot plants is they do require a lot of water, but not too much water, because then they start to crisp up. If you overwater them, they start to die. It's just a little bit more of a finicky plant. And I did want to show you some more Epiprimnum aureum marble queen pothos. This is another beautiful pothos right over there, and I would highly recommend that for anybody starting their plant journey, just to start out with like a golden pothos, a neon pothos, a marble queen pothos. Any pothos will work. They are fast growers and very easy to work with. But we're gonna go pan over here again. Look at how beautiful this Calathea orbifolia is. It looks like brush strokes and such a large size. So if you have any Home Depots and you want some fairly large Calathea, definitely check out Home Depot. Nature's Way for $29.98. I may end up getting those other three Calatheas, the fishbone, the lancifolia, at some point to add to my collection, and the orbifolia. Obviously I already have an orbifolia, but not as large as this. And you can see that we passed by a bunch of Majesty palms. We are looking at some Monstera deliciosa over here. These are a little bit more mature forms for $29.98. And it's interesting, it's the split leaf philodendron. So obviously that is Monstera deliciosa is not a philodendron, it is an aroid. And as many Monstera Thai constellations we're seeing in the market, I will remind everybody not to forget about the green form, because the green form is where it all started. It is one of those house plants a couple years back that everybody wanted, and I really think that it needs to remain relevant just because it is an easier care plant. The Monstera, it does grow very large, so make sure that you have the space for it, because eventually it will grow massive. And then we have a bunch of Sansevieria right over here, or snake plants. I would tell you again, snake plants are not as easy as you think to grow. Sometimes they get dry rot in their roots if you underwater, and obviously if you overwater, they will also end up getting root rot. This is one that I will always see at Home Depots. It's like a collection of like an Aglaonema and also a Dieffenbachia. And right over here we have a huge bird of paradise. There's a little bit leaf yellowing though, so I'm not sure if that's a pest. And we have some Dracaena warneckii. I think it might, I'm not sure if it's a lemon lime, but those are really nice as well. And then we have a bunch of bird of paradise. I don't know what the potential bloom is. I do prefer the white blooms. Bird of paradise are really nice. If you want a large plant that has a statement, I love the foliage. It's very nice. It's just that you have to have very bright indirect light. bright indirect light conditions just because it requires so much light. Now with this Dracaena right over here, they don't require as much light. They can actually tolerate lower light conditions. So I actually discovered this. I didn't realize that they had some proven winners plants right over here. It's in another section of this Home Depot. And as you can see, they've got some Leaf Joy H2O bowls. We've got some proven winners plants, but I actually am thinking about getting this. I saw this at another Home Depot, and this is the Dracaena Urchin or something like that. I think it's such a beautiful Dracaena just because it's got a tricolor. It's got white, it's got a lighter green and a darker green color, and I really like that. And I do like the bowls where it's like more hydroponic. Like this one right here is a Dracaena Lemon Lime, the one that you often see like even like from Costa Farms where it's Exotic Angels. I do like this a lot. Look at the roots. It looks like these have been sitting around for a while though, so they're about to run out of water. Hopefully somebody will rescue these plants, because at this point, based on what I've seen so far at this Home Depot, the plants aren't necessarily that healthy. Now this one right here is another Tradescanthia Feeling Flirty, or what some people might call Nanook. This one is for $19.98. I ended up buying the smaller version of it for $4.98, and it's doing very well near my kitchen window. And then right over here we have a Ficus Elastica Taniki for $19.98. I do love the variegation of this one, but you can actually go to Trader Joe's and get even a higher variegated Taniki for $12.99 in a 6-inch pot. So if you're looking for Tanikis or just Ficus Elastica, definitely check that out. And then this one right over here is another beautiful Alocasia. This one is the Mystic Nairobi Night. It reminds me of another Alocasia, I think like Alocasia Pink Dragon, but look at how beautiful the leaves are right over here. Love the narrow form of the leaves, and I just really like it. This one is still fairly healthy, and I'm hoping somebody will buy it. But as you can see, this is a Ficus umbellata that has been attacked by spider mites. You can see the yellowing right over here. So again, if you're gonna go to a big box store, definitely look at the health of the plants in totality. I'm not bashing, big box stores, but if you're gonna invest money to buy plants, you definitely want to make sure that the source of the plants are pest-free or healthy. Just because if the big box store is not taking care of the plant, then there's most likely pests that are gonna go into your plant collection when you bring them home. But this one right over here, this Peperomia, is actually not bad looking at all for $4.98. And I do love, look at that statement right there. You can just look at a Epipremnum aureum neon pothos and realize how beautiful it is and just how bright it is. Like, you can't go wrong with a neon pothos. So for those that are watching and starting their plant journey, definitely get you a neon pothos. It will tolerate lower light conditions, that they're easy to propagate and just easy to take care of. This one over here is a beautiful Calathea that I've been looking at for quite a while, and this one's about to run out of water, and it desperately needs water just because it will crisp up and die. I probably should have gotten these Calathea a couple weeks back when I first saw them, because a lot of these plants are starting to decline in health, and that Monstera deliciosa, for instance, is declining in health. This one as well, this Calathea leopardina, I think that's what it's called. Love the foliage, definitely delicate looking foliage right over here for $29.98. And you can see that there are some yellowing leaves, so it might just be underwatered. And then we have another Ficus umbellata right over here. I've discussed how I do want to add a Ficus umbellata to my collection. Eventually I will, and I probably will end up buying it at Home Depot. And then we're just going to look at some more Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. This one is about to run out of water, and the actual roots are starting to turn black or brown, so that means it's not as healthy and eventually will decline in its health. We do have some more philodendron right over here. We've got a philodendron Birkin right here. I've stated this before, but I feel like philodendron Birkin is probably the most common philodendron you will run into with such electrifying variegation. It's beautiful, and they do come in different forms. Some philodendron Birkin have very white leaves, so you actually want to have a balance. Then we have some more Monstera adansonii right over here. We got some snake plants. We got some Vigoro planters here for $14.98. This one is actually another Ficus elastica Taniki. So I would say if you're going to get a size like that, you might as well get that versus the proven winners one for $19.98. And we've got some Majesty palms here that are not looking too happy. They're about to die. And we have another random Ficus elastica Taniki here. We just have some more plants that aren't necessarily healthy. But I wanted to give this Home Depot another shot to see if they had some more plants or if they were going to take care of their plants, but unfortunately not. I do love the roots on this one right here. This is another Dracaena lemon lime. Like, I need to get that Dracaena and also the Dracaena urchin, because I think those would just be a good collection to my Dracaenas. I don't have any Dracaenas at all, so those would be like the first two. So we'll see if they get another restock. I mean, big box stores, that's the thing, right? They get a pallet of plants. People buy what they want. And I probably should just pick this one up right now. I mean, it's not bad, but I want a perfect condition one. So we'll see if I come back to that one next time. Now we're going to go to Kroger. This is another grocery plant shopping video. Now Kroger, this one is off of Preston Road in Frisco, Texas. And that's just further down, and we're gonna see what kind of plants they have here. So with Kroger, it's actually a good place to look for plants because they have enough of these like easy to care for plants. I would say if you're looking for a Philodendron Birkin, if you're looking for a Philodendron Black Cardinal, you can actually get one for like $16.99. But as you can see, whenever you go grocery shopping for plants, they will always be in the floral section. So they do have a great selection of flowers. Get yourself a flower if you want to, cheer up your day. Flowers always do that for me. And we do have some more bouquets right over here for $9.99. But I'm going to go pan over here. So these ones are the larger foliage plants for $19.99. And as you can see, I haven't seen crotons at Kroger for $19.99. That's not a bad price for a large size croton. This one lost its leaves, but these are the Croton Petras. These are the more common crotons, but that is actually a nice croton size. Now I know a lot of people may not be a fan of crotons. Yeah, this one is for $19.99 in a 10-inch planter. The thing about crotons is they're good to look at, but they can be a little bit finicky. They do require a lot of light. Sometimes you can even just give them bright, like full sun, and they will do fine. And then we have another Ficus elastica burgundy right over here for $19.99. That's really beautiful. I like the Ficus elastica burgundy when they have like the new leaf unfurling. It's got that red mark. And this is another Tomathophyllum here. I swear Tomathophyllum always have leaves that have like hard water, because you can see all of those splotches. This one looks like it's about to have a new growth point, and this is $19.99. And look, there's another croton. These croton are probably not happy because they are shedding leaves. That's the thing with crotons. They're such divas when they don't get the right lighting conditions. And then right over here, we have some Majesty palms. They're actually pretty massive for Majesty palms. And then we have another form of calathea right over here. I think that this is quite interesting as well for $19.99. I do love calatheas. I just am a little bit fearful in adding a lot of them into my collection very quickly, but my humidity levels have been very well. My watering for calatheas have been well. If you're going to ask me what kind of water I use for calatheas, I actually use bottled water or distilled water. I try not to water them with tap water just because of some of the hard minerals in there. It actually makes their leaves a little crisp. This is some type of alocasia. I do like the shape of the alocasia. Not 100% sure what that alocasia is, so please let me know in the comments if you know the plant ID. There's two of them available for $19.99. And then we have some more Ficus lyrata right over here, or fiddle fig leaf. This one's beautiful as well. I love the natural shine of a Ficus lyrata. I think you can get a better deal though at another big box store. You can get a bigger size for that $19.99. But we're gonna go pan over here, and I am gonna get to the houseplants, but I always like looking at the flowers. And as you can see, it is about to be spring, and we already have tulips in Texas ready to go. This is a Kroger in North Dallas, and these beautiful tulips are nice. They are in a glass vase for $10.99, and so they've got more of like a hydroponic situation going here. So they're not planted in soil, and you can see the roots. So if you like seeing roots in like water, this is for you. And what else do we have here? We have some hyacinth. Whenever I think of hyacinth or see hyacinth, I think of like Animal Crossing New Horizons on this Nintendo Switch. I play that often. I haven't played as of late, but look at this. These are blue hyacinth, and these are for $10.99 in a 6-inch planter. The fragrance of these hyacinths are amazing. And then a plant foldie or a viewer that watches my channel says you can actually, once they are done blooming, you can cut it back, plant it in the ground, and they will continue to grow back year after year. So that's something I might add. And then we have some more beautiful yellow and white tulips right over here. When I think of tulips, I think of Easter, just because they're more readily available, but these are also for $10.99. I definitely want to film the tulip farm up in North Dallas. It's a tourist attraction that attracts a lot of people, so that might be some future content that we'll have. And you can see, look at the roots right here. The bulb is happy, and then the roots are growing, and this one is about to bloom eventually. But yes, these are all for $10.99. And we have some more flowering plants here, a bunch of balloons. So like, obviously a grocery store isn't necessarily a place that you would be looking for like aeroids or houseplants, but you'd be surprised about some of the plants you'd find, like besides these flowering plants. Like, these are beautiful daffodils. I do like the leaf shape, and also the bloom shape of the daffodil. It's very nice. Yellow is my mother's favorite color. I also like yellow. And we have some more ficus lyrata here, or fiddle fig leaves. These are for $7.99, and I am so happy I was able to get one around this size for 99 cents. Guys, 99 cents at Sprouts. It's another local grocery store in North Dallas, but these nonetheless are pretty healthy, and they're not a bad price at all. So like, if you want to start with a starter plant, $7.99 for a ficus lyrata is not bad. And mine actually is not as finicky as I thought it would be. So, you know, try a ficus lyrata or fiddle fig leaf. I don't know if they're really still in trend, but you know, they're still available for you to buy at grocery store or big box stores. And then we have some more cyclamen right over here. Look at how beautiful the blooms are, but I also love the foliage of a cyclamen. I am curious to see if somebody's ever grown these long-term indoors. And then we have some miniature roses right over here. Love miniature roses. I had gotten a variegated one from Trader Joe's a while back, and these are all for $7.99. Not a bad price if you want a flowering plant in your indoor collection. So that's the thing. I know a lot of you plant foldies probably grow aeroids and not so much like blooming plants indoors, but have y'all ever considered maybe growing some indoor plants that are blooming? I know that when it comes to like begonia, like that Riger begonia, I might actually add, and I definitely will add a indoor azalea, just because I saw some at this local nursery store called Nicholson Hardy. And right over here, we have another beautiful miniature rose. If I end up adding a miniature rose, I definitely will add the variegated one. I love variegated plants, and variegated flowers are amazing. I had a bunch of variegated roses in my backyard at one point when I had a rose garden. And then this is a beautiful fern, bird's nest fern. I love the color, the natural leaf shine of it, and even the veination and texture of the leaves. It's very beautiful. This is for $7.99. Not a bad plant at all. So if you want to add ferns, I don't necessarily have ferns in my collection, but it would be something I would definitely add to my collection. And then we have some more bird's nest fern here. This one is a different one. This one's got a little bit more of like a wrinkle type fern. I've seen a larger form of these, and these are absolutely stunning when they start to mature. So if you want to start with like starter plants, go look at a grocery store. $7.99 is not bad for this. I know at other big box stores, these might be a little bit much. And look at that daffodil. That's beautiful. And the ficus lyrata over there. So I do think that Kroger would be a place that I would buy some common houseplants or easy to care for houseplants. And then this one right over here is a dragon fruit cactus. Really, really cool right over here. It's got a nice texture, and I remember seeing a bunch of these at a Lowe's where they had like cold damage, and it was just really sad to see. But these are super healthy for $7.99. And I like that as well. I just don't know if I would add this to my collection, but they are very nice to look at. So that's the thing. I hope you guys also just enjoy and find it relaxing to like look at plants with me while I go plant shopping and show you guys what plants are available. I will continue to show you just a little bit more of the blooming plants, but we do have some larger foliage here. This is probably my favorite tulip, or the look of the tulip. I love the fiery red and yellow bloom it has. I don't know what the cultivar is, but I do think that it's absolutely stunning as well. And then we have some kalanchoe right over here. So this is another blooming plant that I've seen typically at the floral department at grocery stores and also big box stores. Here's the thing about kalanchoe. I did not realize that it's more of like a succulent. And so when I started touching the leaves, and this is a really good price, $4.99 for this, touching the leaves, it's got more of a waxy succulent type texture. So I'm not sure that if kalanchoe are just necessarily in season for blooming and it's really more of a succulent. So plant foldies, please let me know in the comments or in the live chats if that's necessarily the case. I do love the kalanchoe as well, and these are actually very delicate looking blooms. I love the pastel colors. Not sure exactly what plant this is, this blooming plant, but this, I just wanted to show you. Look at that beautiful lavender color for it, and these are also for $4.99. So not a bad price for plants, or actually $14.99. This is a little bit larger, sorry, the smaller versions. And then we have some more miniature roses right over here. These are also for $14.99. Beautiful looking miniature roses. So I'm just curious if anybody is into miniature roses. Do you grow those indoors, or do you grow those outdoors? Do you grow those on a landscape? Let me know in the comments or even in the live chat. I'm really curious. And then this one right here is $14.99 for these Callia lilies, the beautiful Callia lilies. I like the Callia lilies with like the cute little polka dot speckles on their foliage. But as you can see, we've got some more flowering plants here. These are mums or chrysanthemum. In Japan, they call them kiku. And I like this one right here. This color, this beautiful purple color is absolutely stunning. Love chrysanthemum. I actually did like chrysanthemum bonsai years back where I ended up getting some miniature chrysanthemum, and that actually looked pretty cool. I might try to find that footage for y'all and add it to my YouTube. But as you can see, I'm just going to keep showing you guys different flowering plants. This is some more kalanchoe. So I was told that you treat them more like succulents, and then some more yellow miniature roses. You know, when you think of Texas, the yellow rose of Texas, for instance. And now we're going to go over here, and these are the easy to grow common houseplants you would find. These are some Dracaena marginata in a 4.5-inch planter. These ones are for $6.99. Probably are $6.90, probably the best value. Rather than to buy like the Costa Farms Exotic Angels, you can get a larger plant. And then this one right over here is a beautiful peperomia. I actually would add this to my collection simply because of the pink outlining in the margins of the leaves. $6.99 is not bad at all. I would have bought the other one that I first saw at Kroger's when I first featured Kroger's in one of my plant shopping videos. What do you guys think of that peperomia? And then, like I was telling you, they've got some philodendron right over here. This one, I'm not 100% sure if this is a black cardinal, but this is also for $6.99, and it's not bad. So like if you want some of these other philodendron, you can get them at Kroger. And then this is a regular peperomia obtusifolia, just a green form, $6.99, and there's already a lot of height to it and foliage. Really nice rubbery texture to the leaves. Very easy to care for plant. So like if you're looking for an easy plant, try this one out. You can pick one up as you do your groceries at, you know, a place like Kroger. Yeah, $6.99 right over here. So that's the thing. I love featuring you guys just different places that you would find plants. I just really enjoy talking about plants. So for everybody who's still tuned in, thank you so much for following my plant journey and my plant shopping videos. I will do my very best to give you guys videos every day. In the evening, it might come up at 7, 8, maybe as late as 9, or even as late as 9:45. But trust and believe, if you check and just have the notification bell on, I will have a video. That one was another croton. This one is a croton gold dust. I didn't realize that this croton gold dust was just as common as like the croton petra, and their variegation varies depending on, like, I guess the light that you give them. I saw one that was super yellow at a Lowe's when I was shopping, and obviously we will see a Dracaena, Janet Craig compacta, and look, this is a really cool plant 5, a Philodendron Birkin for $6.99. And look at how beautiful the variegation is. I will say, if you're looking for a Philodendron Birkin, Kroger is probably the best place to find it for such a cost-effective price. Yeah, this is for $6.99. So I would highly recommend, you know, checking your options out. So if you're going to go plant shopping and you're looking for plants that are just easy to care for, common house plants, check out your options and you'll see that there are very interesting prices you can find. This is another Phalaenopsis orchid. These are the miniature forms. Phalaenopsis orchids are super common everywhere. Big box stores, grocery stores have them, and even convenience convenience stores may have some as well. So I find that interesting. I will definitely try to feature, you know, plants that I might find at a convenience store or a gas station. But I am going to pan out over here and then show you some more plants. I do want to show you the Matsui cascading orchids. These are for $29.99. I love cascading orchids just because they gave me this like weeping cherry blossom look. Look at how beautiful the colors are, and these are all for $29.99. So the Matsui cascading orchids are actually sourced out in California. That's where they get the orchids. So we're just gonna see if we you know, just look at some of the beautiful foliage of these Philodendron orchids right over here. Now with Philodendron orchids, you want to make sure that their roots dry out completely, have them in some nice medium you know, orchid bark, and then, you know, maybe water them once a week, maybe, you know, twice, you know, not twice a week, but once a week, and we'll see what that looks like. So you don't want to overwater an orchid because you'll end up killing it. They will rebloom. You do need to give them bright indirect light. Some may tolerate lower light conditions, so it just really depends. But I know with Philodendron orchids, they prefer bright indirect light. But look at how beautiful these orchids are. Look at the leaves. And then we have some more miniature versions as well right over here. This is a beautiful Philodendron orchid. This one is the espresso orchid. So they have different versions of that. And this is for $14.99. The espresso is really, really nice. If you want just a small miniature orchid, those will work out. But I will pan out here and show you how beautiful the Matsui cascading orchids are. Love the look of this orchid for sure. Look at how beautiful the white blooms are. And now we are going to go look at what everybody is probably wanting to see. And these are the house plant or the indoor tropical plants that you can see at a grocery store. So we do have a couple of plants over here. We have a Alocasia poly right over here that I want to feature. It's by Live Trends. Really, really beautiful one right over here. I'll tell you, with Urban Jungle, especially for this one, this was for $24.99. They do have some really nice modern planters. I can't fault them for that. So that's why it's just a little bit more pricey, $24.99. And they do have that top dressing of some fake moss. Not really a fan of that, but you know, for some people, they might want more of a sleek look. And then right over here, we have some from Live Trends right over here for $24.99. This one is also a Ficus elastica ruby. And now definitely would get you that one at Trader Joe's. And then right over here we have another Live Trends philodendron right over here. I'm gonna say this is a philodendron black cardinal. I do love the dark foliage right over here. It kind of reminds me of a reverted Philodendron Pink Princess, but it doesn't really like need to trail up, so I like that a lot. And again, it's really nice to see different types of plants like these featured at a grocery store. You would never think to just be like, oh, I'm going to go to a grocery store to plant shop. But you can actually get some good deals. This is probably my favorite Live Trends planter I've seen so far. And it's because it's got a very sleek, just modern white planter. And it really does accentuate this Alocasia. I'm not 100% sure if this is an Alocasia California. Very beautiful looking alocasia, and it also has some babies already growing, so there's a couple of corms there that you can separate from the mother plant. And that's the thing about alocasia. So I'm thinking about investing in getting a variegated alocasia, just because it is going to be the, you know, trending plant of 2024. If I get a good deal, I might end up like getting a black velvet variegated alocasia. We'll see. And then we have a beautiful Epipremnum aureum neon pothos. This one is flawless. You can see there is no damage in the leaves. There is some leaf shine or a beautiful shine about it. I love Epipremnum aureum neon pothos. I would tell you that it's probably my favorite pothos of all the pothos, alongside with Pothos Enjoy and Pothos Global Green. This one is a Philodendron hederaceum Brazil, another beautiful plant. And this one just looks a lot more healthy than maybe like some of the ones that you would find like Home Depot for under Vigoro. But nonetheless, these are really nice to look at, these tropical plants. We have some large bromeliads right over here. What else do we have over here? We've got a Peperomia piccolo, I think that's what it's called right over here. Look at how beautiful the foliage is. Love the gray on it. With these type of peperomia, they just tend to be a little bit more delicate, and the watering, you don't want to overwater it because they end up like rotting. So just FYI on that. And then this one is from Mason Farms of New Mexico. So this is the plant grower that supplies it. It's actually from New Mexico and not Florida. So it's really interesting to see that different grocery stores and big box stores source not only from Florida, but also at different places like New Mexico. I wouldn't even imagine that they would be, you know, growing plants there. But this one is for $13.99. This is a Ficus elastica burgundy. And then right over here is a unusual looking fern. This one, let me see what the plant ID is, if I can tip it over. This is a lemon buttons fern. That's not a bad looking one for $9.99. And what else do we have over here? We have another Aglaonema. So this looks like an Aglaonema Maria, but this is an Aglaonema Mary Ann. So I'm not 100% sure if it's one of those situations where it's just called Mary Ann, but it's really a Maria, and it's just being called Mary Ann by the actual grower. But nonetheless, this one is for $13.99. It's in a 5-inch planter. Not bad at all. And then we have small planters right over here. This one is a beautiful peperomia. And what I like about this peperomia is it's very compact, but I love the red undersides of the leaves. Very nice looking peperomia. And so we're just going to see what the price is, but I did want to show you how beautiful and elegant the foliage is right over here. This is a nice looking peperomia, and this is a Peperomia Rousseau for $9.99. This is also by Mason Farms out in New Mexico. So very nice looking plant. And then we have another polka dot plant right over here for $9.99. Beautiful color. I love pink plants. I'm pretty sure a lot of people like pink plants too. There's just something about them. And this one is also called the red, or the splash red polka dot plant for $9.99. I'm not sure if I'm really a fan of just like the yellow plastic planter, but nonetheless, it's okay. This one is for another $9.99 Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. This has a pretty decent variegation. So with the golden pothos, and which is basically the houseplant that starts the houseplant collection, I think most people end up getting that. It's beautiful. And then we have a spathiphyllum right over here for $13.99. But look at how large the spathiphyllum is. Absolutely stunning. I love the leaves, even though it's not variegated, you know, spathiphyllum or peace lily. I think the plants are gorgeous. They're very cost effective. The only thing I don't like about spathiphyllum is if you miss like watering them, they literally just droop and they're so dramatic, but they're not dramatic to the point where like they end up either browning and crisping like calathea. So I'll give spathiphyllum a pass on that. And you can actually grow that in really lower light conditions. You can grow it in a bathroom and it'll still do fine without like a grow light. This one is another bromeliad right over here. This one is for $14.99. That's not a bad looking bromeliad. I do love the pink color. And then we have some more bromeliads right over here. And this one is also for $14.99. But look how large these bromeliads are. The thing about bromeliads is they have a beautiful looking bloom, but once it blooms, it doesn't necessarily rebloom. So like you're stuck with just, you know, a green foliage plant. And then we have some more smaller plants right over here. Again, we have another Peperomia Rousseau. Nice looking peperomia right over here. Look at the texture of the leaves. Let me know if you guys grow peperomia, because I've done it in the past and I've ended up getting a little bit of spider mites and like overwatered it. And then we have a Hydra Helix, guys. This one is for $9.99. It reminds me of the Nature's Way Hydra Helix that I see at Home Depot for $8.98. So if I'm going to get one of those, but actually I was very tempted to buy this plant. This is a Palea plant or an aluminum plant. This one is for $11.99. I really like this plant a lot just because look at how beautiful the leaves are and they're easy to propagate. You can literally snip the tops of these leaves, put them in water and they will root. But look at how beautiful the this plant is. This is an aluminum plant. I've had this plant before And I'm thinking if I end up adding one of these to my collection, I will definitely buy it at Kroger. I saw one that was on clearance or reduced price, so we'll just see if Kroger will eventually like reduce these prices. The only thing about the aluminum plant is you really need to snip it, otherwise it gets a little bit leggy. So that's the only care tip I would just say, but it's an easy to care for plant. It does require a little bit more humidity, but not bad. But guys, you know I talk about Aglaonema all the time, how Aglaonema is pretty much my favorite plant. I think she's dethroned the Syngonium species, but look at this. This is an Aglaonema Star King. So this one is for $24.99. This is quite expensive for a grocery store plant. Like, this is probably the most rare or uncommon plant that you will find, at least at Kroger. Now on Reddit and some other forums, I did see that these were also reduced to like $7. So I might just have to wait, but I love this Aglaonema. I'm actually tempted to buy one today, but I just feel like it'd be a little bit expensive, and you can see that there are different variegations to it, but it looks like as the leaf matures, it becomes more of this red tone. And I really love red plants as well. This reminds me of like Jaipong Suksum Aglaonema or a Red King. I'm thinking that this might actually be the Aglaonema Red King, but they're just calling it the Star King. For those who own Aglaonema Red King, does this look like a Red King? What it is? What is it? I like it just because look at how beautiful that coloration is. And then I'm just going to pan over here, and you can see that there are some Pachira aquatica or money tree plants right over here. But I definitely want to pan out even further to show you. This is their, location of like, tropical plants. And then this is the little corner of reduced plants. This is an Epipremnum aureum golden. I mean, just regular jade pothos. This is for $3.50 for a 6-inch planter. I was actually tempted to get this as well, just because, why not? It's $3.50 for such a lush looking plant. But again, I am on no plant buy. And then this one right over here is a Kalia lily for $6. I think the best price, and they have some Kalanchoe, but I think the best price for $3.50 is those jade pothos. And then I'm just gonna walk around here and show you this, but I am super impressed. I really want this Aglaonema Star King. I just need to get more funds to be able to buy a plant like that. And then this is the last stop that we're gonna go show you. This is the Walmart off of Custer Road further north in McKinney, and this is the Walmart that I found my Philodendron golden crocodiles a couple of weeks back. So we're gonna go visit this place again. This is the third time since they got their restock of plants. So we're gonna see what plants they have, see if the plants are maintaining their health, what plants that they might have gotten restocked. But I did want to look at this little like dollar section just to see. So they've got some planters here, some boot planters. Those are kind of cute. And then these are planters for $5, these green ones. Not necessarily a fan of it, but these are for $3, not of the colors. Like, I think if they just had like a green pot or something, I do like that it is matte. So those are nice ones. Those actually have drainage holes. These ones are more planters, but these are for $5. And this one unfortunately doesn't have any drainage holes, so these would be more of like a catch pot. I do like the shape. I do like the color. I would totally use it in my plant collection. It would be cool though if they actually had drainage holes. That would make it even easier, but you would just have to use that as like a catch pot. It just, Walmart's kind of like has their own little version of Bullseye's Playground. If you ever shop at Target, which is Target's like dollar section, Target has better quality Bullseye's Playground or dollar section items, however, but this isn't bad. You got some dollar propagation potential jars, and then we got some fake plants. These are Croton petras, and then we have a polka dot plant right over here. So not bad for some fake plants. I'm not really a fan of fake plants, but it may work for some people's spaces where if you don't want to like have a plant to take care of and you still want some type of green. It depends. Some fake plants are actually very realistic looking. You just have to pay a little bit more for that. So we're going to walk over here to the outdoor section or their garden section. I was very excited to find some Philodendron golden crocodile. So we'll see if it's still there, what the plant health looks like. That's the thing. I visit a lot of big box stores in my area, but now I want to see how well they maintain their health. So you will be seeing some more frequent visits from some big box stores that I've seen. So as you can see, Unfortunately, these exotic angels are looking very sad, but I am gonna look at this. So yes, I saw some yellow. Oh my gosh, I saw some yellow, guys. And this is these Philodendron Pink Princesses that were by Growers Bench for $24.48. Now they are reduced to $7. $7, guys. You will be saving $17.95 if you buy this. And this is still a fairly healthy Philodendron Pink Princess. At this point, I would say this has now become a rescue mission, because I am going to get a couple of Philodendron Pink Princess, maybe 2, 3, and maybe I'm gonna like rehab them and then repot them in one big planter with a stake, so it's like a full Philodendron Pink Princess, instead of having to like propagate a bunch of cuttings. Now this one is actually an interesting Philodendron Pink Princess. This one is all burgundy. There's really no variegation, maybe a splotch of pink, but I don't mind it. It's actually a nice color. Like, this is a nice color that you can pair up with like a ZZ Raven, and you can see the growth point right over there. It's still pushing a leaf, but there's not any variegation. So I don't know what you call a reverted Pink Princess, but I don't mind that at all. This would be something I might consider getting, but I definitely want to get some Philodendron Pink Princess. I wish they had the White Knight and the White Princess, but they are totally gone. And then we have some more right over here. So this is really exciting, because if they are starting to clearance out or reduce prices for these Growers Bench philodendrons, everybody who is out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, it looks like they will be getting another type of restock with plants, because they're already cycling out of this. This one's unfortunate. I think I actually saw this a while back and featured how it was very like compact, but there's a little bit of leaf damage, and who knows if there might be some pests, but it has the best variegation, but I'm definitely not gonna get that. That's a little bit too much work. This one's another nice Philodendron Pink Princess right over here. I mean, for anybody who wants to like buy plants, you could probably just buy these for $7 and potentially flip it and sell it for a little bit more, because these are fairly healthy looking plants. Like I would say give this another week here, and then they're probably really going to decline. So I'm at least going to try and rescue a few. This has now become a rescue mission versus, you know, a plant shopping video. I mean, it's both, but I will tell you, have you guys ever gone to like big box stores and saw some plants that are on clearance and you're like, you have to get it, and they're still fairly healthy? Like this one over here has good variegation, but it's lost its leaves. I mean, I feel like you could still salvage this, but this is another example of like big box stores. You get some beautiful, beautiful plants that obviously took a while to grow, and then they were shipped over to a big box store, and then now, you know, a month later they're about to decline. So not only do you lose the plant, they end up being composted, I'm hoping, but then the ceramic planter, the plastic planter that it's growing, it just becomes more like there's just more trash that's created, and we don't really think about that. We just think, oh, this is a beautiful plant, but of the beautiful plants you see, how many of them do you actually get, and how many of them go in the trash? And then like there's some more alocasia right here. This alocasia is also for $7. This is the Alocasia Pink Princess. I love the stems. I love the underside. I don't know if I want to rescue this one, but one of these Alocasias is going to go home with me as well. That one has, the first one has a little bit more damage to the leaves. This one just looks a little bit dehydrated. So I'm probably going to end up getting this one for $7. This is not bad at all, considering it was, you know, I think $19. So, I'm not afraid of alocasia anymore, because the alocasia that's growing in my guest bedroom, we do have a humidifier and some nice bright lights, and they're growing just fine. So we will see what that looks like. And then we have some orchids right here. I did want to pan away from the tragic plants and just show you some Phalaenopsis orchids. They're always available. These ones are for $14.97. I will be curious to see how many of these orchids sell and if their health declines. We have some anthuriums right over here. I think right now Walmart probably has the best value for anthuriums and quality. These are for $14.97. Beautiful anthuriums, and they do get large. I might end up adding one of these anthuriums, but the one I really want to get is a shibori anthurium. It has like a candy cane variegation on the blooms. It's over $100 though, so I'm not 100% sure if I want to invest in that. Maybe if I, gain some more money, make some more money, we'll see. But for now, I'm already going broke just doing plant shopping videos just because I end up getting a plant. I am in a no plant buy, guys. Like seriously, I am breaking my no plant buy again. I said I wasn't going to buy any plants, but as you can see, the clearance got me. It's more of like a rescue mission, I would say. But look at how gorgeous these anthuriums are. I like the white blooms too. I mean, look, I actually am more of a fan of the foliage. The foliage is absolutely stunning. These are healthy, like this one right here, this lavender purple one, and I love that the bloom, which is the little stick, is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Love the foliage of the leaves. So like even if it's not in bloom, that would be a beautiful green plant. They do need bright indirect light, and then we have some hyacinths right over here. So in Texas we are starting to get a bunch of hyacinths. This was $1.48. Hyacinths are just becoming more popular, and they have beautiful, they have a nice scent to them. And then right over here we have some self-watering planters, $7 now by Costa Farms. This is another bromeliad. So it looks like all of their self-watering planters, at least at this location, have been clearanced out, which means, guys, I will be visiting a couple of Walmarts just to see if any other Walmarts are clearancing out their plants. Like this Sansevieria is just fine. So this one is actually for $7, and it's not bad. I know that I was at a Walmart yesterday and they didn't have their plants clearance, so it may not be all Walmarts. Unfortunate, Dieffenbachia here, but we have some super healthy anthuriums. It's nice to see anthuriums looking so healthy and beautiful, and I really hope somebody ends up buying those plants before they end up going clearance and declining in health. Most of their trending tropicals though ended up selling, so I don't know if I just missed the day where they clearanced them out. I see some ZZ plants, some Raven ZZs here, but I did want to just keep looking at some more of the other plants. So yes, we're going to look at some of where they had their trending tropicals. So these are what's left of their trending tropicals. We have some ZZ Ravens here. There are a couple that I would definitely get. I'm hoping to get at least one, maybe two. Like I can take one to work and take one home. I did talk about getting a ZZ Raven at some point, and I wanted to get one in the self-watering planter. So today is probably going to be the day that I do it. So we'll see. But this one, I don't think I want to get, just because the texture of the leaves are already browning. So there's a chance that it might have thrifts or some type of pest disease. I'm looking for one that has active growing. So this one has active growing, no, not nodes, but active growing growth points. So that's what I was trying to say, because then that the plant is still happy and it's salvageable. So I'm going to look at this one. It looks like one of the leaves or stems actually lost a lot of leaves. So let me look at the other ones and check that out. But we also have this one that I was interested in. This one actually has a lot of growth. I would just have to clean up some of the dead leaves, but that's not bad either. And we see another growth point right over there. We will just see what that looks like in terms of just whether I can salvage it or not. So I'm going to take this one down and examine it a little bit more. Plant foldies, let me know what you think. Should I get this one? Should I rescue this plant? Should I just say no and just stay with the no plant buy? Should I not rescue any of these plants? Should this not be a rescue mission? Should just be like a plant blog where I'm showing you guys a bunch of plants? Let me know in the comments or the live chats. But I do like this, and look at that. Those new growth points are a good sign. I would just have to trim some of the dead stems and leaves off of it, just clean it up a little bit. And I will tell you exactly what I'm going to do to these plants once I purchase them, if I'm going to rescue them. This one is an interesting one too, but do you see the leaf has some browning? I would rather have one that doesn't have a lot of browning on the leaves per se, just dead leaves that you can just peel off, because if it's still actively growing and there's browning, then there must be some type of pest. And you guys already know I'm not about the pests. I did notice this one. This was one that I actually featured in my first video, or the video I've had where I found the Philodendron golden crocodile. So rewatch that video if you like. And I showed you guys how well developed the roots were. This one is literally popping out of its pot. Look at that. So I might actually get this and this. So we'll see. Like I probably just need one, but you know, if the plant price is $7, that's really not bad. And this one actually looks super healthy with all things considered, and the other one has an active growth point. Maybe I can combine both of them and have like a really lush ZZ Raven, or just keep them in their planters and have them like have one go with me to work. But these are the Philodendron Pink Princess. I am probably going to go ahead and pick up and rescue. I may pick up a third one, but definitely these. Because Philodendron Pink Princess for $7, that's not bad. This is unfortunate. I mean, I might pick this one up. This has better variegation than the other two. So that's the thing, guys, with Philodendron Pink Princess, it starts with just the natural genetics of the plant. Like this one right here, I doubt will ever really be as variegated. There's like a little splotch of pink here, but otherwise this one is not going to really be pink variegated, or I feel like it's not. However, it's still an interesting looking plant because it's got such a dark foliage. It would be really cool with those ZZ Ravens that I put down. But I did want to show you these. Look at how tragic these exotic angels have just been dehydrated. This Walmart could have just simply watered these plants and they would have been fine, but this whole tray, like, it's just so sad. And I feel like with Costa Farms, they lose more money actually sourcing the big box stores because of that. I mean, you got to think the transportation, the supplies, all of that. And I did want to show you guys some succulents right here. But as I ramble on, just, you know, big box stores, they're not as concerned because, you know, sources like Costa Farms, they don't really make the money until the plant is sold. So if the plant dies, you know, technically, and you know, don't quote me on this, you know, Walmart or a big box store doesn't really lose money. So, you know, that's just my 2 cents. I just think that plants in general, like we definitely need to invest a little bit more time. I mean, at least these succulents, if you don't water them, they're going to still thrive. So that's a good thing. The only thing that will kill these succulents is, you know, if they get cold damage or something. But yep, I went ahead and rescued 3 Philodendron Pink Princess. I got that Alocasia Pink Dragon and 2 ZZ Ravens with me. They will be coming home with me, so I'm super excited about that. I really didn't expect to rescue some plants today. So as you can see, again, within 48 hours, I ended up getting some more plants. So as you know, I have a really bad plant addiction, and you know, plant foldies, I don't know if you guys suffer the same plant addiction as I do, but how do you not take these plants home? Like, would you not take them home for the price that they're being listed for, considering they're not really like a 911? You have to rehabilitate them. What I would do though is when I get home, they're going to come out of their catch pots. I'm going to take some insecticidal soap, spray the tops, bottoms, stems, all over the tops of the soil down, spray them down, and then let it dry a little bit, and then water them with Super Thrive, and then I will spray them down again the next day, and then probably by Tuesday I will either repot them. Now the self-watering ZZ plants, I will just keep in their self-watering planters. I will wash down the self-watering planters with some hot water soap just to make sure there's no pest, and then I'm going to put some systemic granules to prevent future pests from that. But I will spray them with some We the Wild Protect neem oil as well once all of it is done. But I think I'm gonna repot all of these Philodendron Pink Princess, and I will put that in another video for you guys to watch. So plant foldies, thanks again for tuning into my live premiere, and I will definitely see you on the next video tomorrow evening. This is Richie from Growfold. Bye.